Huckleberry. There you go.
Is him?
Oh, we're live now. Okay. Hey, Huckleberry.
Right.
Huckleberry. You
He's
ain't gonna tell you.
listening.
Ah, Savage is
He's
in here.
listening.
Huckleberry. What you doing, bud? Okay. Hey, Huckleberry. Huckleberry. Oh wait, I gotta mute myself. I forgot.
He's listening.
All right. Good job. Huckleberry. Hey, Huckleberry. Where's them crawdads at?
He's all about it, man.
It dropped out.
All about it.
Uh, snake bite. How's everything else feeling? Your eyes.
Oh,
Your eyes.
I think they're about the same. The snake bite's causing blood pressure just to go through the roof.
Oh
So I'm
man.
just drinking a lot of water and taking a lot of blood pressure meds because I didn't realize, I guess, because of the heat that it generates from having the bite and your body trying to fight it. I think your blood's just trying to pump further to try and radiate heat away from you, try and try and control it all. So it's been extremely high. That's been the real concern the last 24 hours.
Well, I've never
So
been bitten by a venomous snake. Not successfully.
right,
They have bitten
right.
my anti-snake stuff, but they ain't never
Yeah,
got me yet. Uh,
yeah. It wasn't part of the plan. It definitely wasn't part of the plan. So no, I've dealt with so many snakes over the years, but this one had my number, I guess.
well,
So
they've got a clip of you on the internet getting bit, man, and it's like, uh,
yeah, it
that
was fast.
snake was fast.
Yep, he's in my freezer right now.
I
So
think you're
I
gonna
think I'm
find
gonna
out
eat him.
the female. I think you're gonna
Hmm?
find out the female. Uh,
Probably so. It's big around, and it really reached up there and got me. But the aggression on that snake was something else, and it's back there around where some caves are, and so I'm thinking in the next week or so we're gonna have to go back there and maybe clear caves because it's only 200-300 yards from the barn. So
oh wow.
we
I'm thinking
yeah
that.
we had just gotten started walking
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking you
right
probably
right above Stone Oven.
is I don't even know what times rattlesnakes have babies up where you're at. Uh,
All times, yeah, all
is that
times, but usually early spring.
see? That's if she was I don't know what you call it. If she's one of those late ones or whatever that I killed one last fall that was probably a month out of having live rattlesnakes. So um, she might have been going to the den because they only need what? Because y'all got a longer season down there, warm season. She was probably looking for some place to have her little babies, and y'all stumbled on. So
Yeah, there's no telling. It was just up from where that Stone Oven is, just right there on that path. So real quick, real quick. So
not far from where I got dirt all over the crawdads at, didn't he?
yeah, just over that ravine. Yeah, not too far at all. So I don't know, these snakes seem to be a lot different from the ones from West Texas that I grew up with. The ones from West Texas try and run, and over again, I've seen the ones here turn around and they start striking and advancing on you. There's a lot more offensive to them. So it doesn't make much sense to me. I've had a couple of people try and explain and say that the wild pigs attack them. That's why down here the snakes are more aggressive because I guess the ones that show aggression and attack back don't get eaten by the pigs or something. But there's just a night and day difference between snakes here and there.
Now the Yeah. Hey, Bob, they want you to put a comment in the chat box if you can, so they can sub your channel.
Oh, put a comment.
Yeah, on the
All right.
YouTube video or whatever. If you can comment as Bob Hansler, then they can sub you right here from the chat.
Okay. Shauna's on it. She's gonna go over to the main computer.
Okay.
Yep.
No. What we oh, snakes. We got a problem. The same thing. The hogs come around here, and they ate all the rattles that the rattlesnakes that would coil up and rattle. They got it. So now you got snakes that don't rattle, and snakes that are super aggressive. That one that did that last year that I shot in the face. I'm walking backwards, dropping the gun down so I can shoot it so it doesn't bite me. I'm like, what are you doing? You're supposed to like curl up and rattle and then slither off as I walk away. You're not. I mean, what you're doing is wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been strange. I don't. If I had to deal with snakes like this when I was much younger, there wouldn't be hundreds of snakes in my belly. I would have never made them into a normal fare on the trail. But it's hard to sit there and mesh those two memories together with eating snake regularly, weekly, if not several times a week, and handling those things even without a stick. I would just step on them and take them and put them in the saddlebags and be done, all
Yeah,
barehanded.
the
And there's no way I could have done that with this sucker. There's just no way.
it's. I mean, it's nothing. You know, whenever 10, 15 years ago, I saw a small snake. You know, if it was under 16 inches, I didn't get a stick. I didn't get the gun. I just stepped on it. I just stomped on its head and kept going. You know.
Yep, it's done. Yeah, this is something else though. But no, it packed a whopper. I got one fang in the side of my arm, and he definitely reached for it. We'll do a video in about a week and a quarter when I'm more functional. Right now I can't extend the arm and it doesn't feel all that great. It's all pressurized up and swollen.
Yeah.
But
for anybody that's curious, he's got skinny fingers, and those aren't skinny fingers right there.
This looks better. Yeah. It was puffed up. It looked like I'd putting gloves on and blown them up yesterday. So this is much better than it was.
Yeah, it looks better in that picture, that's for sure.
Yeah, man. And that's just the last couple hours. The swelling's gone down just a little bit. So
tell me the story about the snake. What happened? I mean, our public wants to know.
Well, I took out the guys from Drop Forward Survival, pretty cool gear tech guy out of San Antonio. Contacted, wanted to come down and start doing some collaborations.
Oh, don't. We may have lost you, guy. Oh, I think we dropped.
Training. See me now?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, great. How about now? All right, I got horrible signal down here. But no, the guys from Drop Forward Survival came down, and we were heading out that evening to go and get a feel for the property, especially after all the rains. And we had.
Now I lost audio. Oh.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you're getting the story or not at all. Are you?
It's coming in and out. Just go ahead and.
Okay. Well, we'd gone up the road 300-400 yards and then got off on the trail, probably 75 yards, going down towards the sandstone quarries, going down through the trail. And just as the guy says, we came up on that big rattlesnake as we came off of a bluff, and it turns around and it starts coming towards us. and not coiling, just doing a warning strike thing where it comes a foot forward, strikes, comes a foot forward, strikes. Just real strange. So push it off with a stick, came around the stick, started just doing crazy stuff. And it wasn't 5 seconds later that he got me in the side of the arm. Um, just really, really strange behavior from any kind of creature at all. So Sean Oran got the snake stick. They put a bullet in him, which, as you know, unless it's just really placed correctly on a snake, it's not going to do much.
Yeah.
And then the adventure started for me. They put the snake in a bucket, and I've got him in the freezer now. He didn't pull through. He died. So I'm going to eat him here in the next week or so and close the circle and have some closure, I guess. But it I don't know if you've ever heard of anybody getting struck by it. Within 5-6 minutes, it was swelling up pretty hard. You could feel it burning, and then within 20 minutes, I was wanting the morphine, and about an hour later, I was completely out of it. And I don't know if that's a combination of all the morphine they gave me and everything else, or the venom just surging through me, but I only remember just parts and pieces for the next day and a half, just small little snippets of consciousness. I was completely out of it. Pain only lasted for 4 or 5 hours, and then I just threw up for a day and a half every 30 minutes, which kept me delirious. So, not fun
So
at all.
it's not something you would recommend. You would say you would recommend going to Disney World before you got rattlesnake bit.
Man, I would recommend going and eating at McDonald's before doing that. Jesus, man. No amount of meat or any amazing shot that you get with a camera is worth the hit that I took with this guy. And it's one of those goes to show you can do it a million times, but you're eventually at one point you're playing the numbers game. You've got that snake out there that's going to break the mold. They're going to be a little bit different. They're going to do something you don't expect, or a stingray is going to put something in your heart. It's those freak accidents that if you do it a million times, chances are your number's going to come up. So my number came up, and yeah, it being reflective and going back and looking at everything I've done over the years, over the decades, how many of these guys I've eaten, especially in remote areas that it would have taken 3 or 4 days to get me out. I don't even know what to think about all that now. So it's kind of crazy.
Well, yeah, the we live right close to the rattlesnake roundup.
Yeah, Sweetwater. Yep.
The I watched a guy, how they get in the pit and they catch the snakes by hand. Stupidest thing ever, because it's a race or whatever. I watched the guy get bit. There's about an 18, 20-inch snake. Got him on the forearm, and they went ahead. He went ahead and kept doing the deal. I forget. He didn't even win, but he got out. Showed him that he got bit. They took him back, did the first aid or whatever, and he come back out an hour later, and his arm looked like he had it in a skin-colored cast. I mean, it was 3 or 4 times the size it was when he was doing it, and the guy was acting like it was nothing to it. Apparently, that was his 3rd time being bitten. I'm just like, yeah, whatever, dude.
That's not cool. No, I know with those guys, they'll go ahead and milk all those snakes they do before the competition. They'll take all the venom and milk them out first, so there's less stuff.
The guy got bit by a snake that had nothing to bite him with, and it still swelled his arm up like a balloon.
Yeah, I don't. No, that guy's got hairier nuts than I do. No, give me the morphine, man. That was no fun at all. I think I was asked over and over by the doctors, what does the pain feel like? Because even out here in Texas, with a large hospital, they don't get this as often as you think, just a few times a year. But it feels like all your bones are crushed. It feels like if you've ever broken bones, imagine that entire arm just crushed, and then that feeling, and that's what you felt for hours at a time, with the pain intensifying. So
So it basically feels like you dropped about 400 pounds of steel across your foot, maybe.
like it just powdered your bone. You know that deep bone bruise feel where it
Yeah.
just ache beyond. Uh, Intensify that until you just can't stand. Um, it feels like it got me in the arm and destroyed my bones.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's awesome.
So
So
I guess now I know your eyesight. This is for everybody else, and this is not a gun video. This is just a strong recommendation. This is how you deal with snakes.
what do you
You get
got?
22 long rifle snake shot. You
Yeah,
all you got to do is point the pistol in the general direction of the snake's head and pull the trigger and watch it turn into hamburger. I mean, don't shoot the
yeah.
snake in the body with this. You're gonna tick it off. Uh,
Takes a
we
lot to kill a
practice
snake.
enough. Me and the missus both can. We can make their head explode with just a 22 slug. But this stuff here is amazing in the fact that if you're within 10 foot of the snake and you pull the trigger, it's done. Now, don't go trying to shoot it at 15 feet. You might, uh, especially if it's a big one, you might only knock an eyeball out.
Yeah, you might not even hit it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I played with those before. They're pretty handy, but it gives you that false sense of you want to be real close.
You want to be close. Like uh, and that's what's if you'd have been another uh, 3 inches back, that snake never could have got you. And
Yeah.
but you watch it comes around the deal, and it's like it knew as soon as it come around that staff, it knew, okay, now I've got enough. Let's do this.
It just did a glancing blow. It just swiped off the side of my forearm, and I asked one of the guys from Drop Force Survival to come over there while I was pinning it down for a moment to come and squeeze the wound and see if anything came out. Nothing came out, but yeah, again within a couple minutes with the pain intensifying, it it was pretty clear that something was wrong.
So now,
But no, that hmm?
how many vials of that stuff did you have to get? The amount?
six
Six.
six of them. Not the most terrible, and I don't have any necrosis. The hand surgeons came in and they don't believe that anything's going to have to happen with that at all. So overall, it could have been a lot worse, but it's not good, especially with the complications of the eyesight issues. It's just not a good thing. Period. So I didn't expect to be out of it as long as I was for that many hours, that many days. Um, those are just lost to me. So
I hadn't, like I say, uh, I've had him hit my boots. Uh, I've had him hit my shovel. I
but
had
I don't
him,
know. Try not to do that ever.
yeah. Uh, that one I nearly stepped on in the den. I mean, he brushed my clothing, but he missed me. Thank God. I mean, I've uh, barely dodged getting bit several times, and I'm never, when I'm actually going after the snake, when I'm trying to catch it or whatever, or harvest the animal, I don't have any
Mm-hmm.
trouble. It's when there all of a sudden, boom, there's a snake there, and you didn't know it was there.
Yeah.
What's the rule? Never put your foot somewhere your eye hasn't fell. Yeah, never put a foot where your eye hasn't fell. Make sure you know where you're putting your feet.
Yeah, and wear boots. And
Yeah,
wear boots. Yeah, this snake struck higher than I'm used to. I'm used to most snakes striking anyway. So
That, it,
that's just an awkward strike.
no,
So
it didn't strike
he
out
got me.
at your feet. It struck up at your arm.
Yeah,
There's nothing normal about what that snake did.
nope, no, and I replayed it in my head over and over again, and no coiling, no nothing, just that half, where they go into the serpentine where they're most hovering, and then he's just half striking a foot at a time, advancing. Just just weird behavior, completely weird behavior. But
You got to give
we'll know whether it's a do what?
You got to give it to her. It worked.
Yeah, yeah. He's not gonna get to try that again though. But yeah, we'll know if it's a mom or not here in the next week or so. I'm gonna go ahead and have the guys from Drop Ford Survival come out, and they're gonna go do some more stuff. And like I said, we're gonna get some closure with this, and I'm gonna end up eating that snake. It's not really a tat back at all at this point. I don't see that fair at all. But at least we'll get something out of that and be able to inform people, and I can kind of talk about some of the stuff we've already talked about as far as what some of the repercussions were, because no amount of meat is worth what I just went through at all. It's better to pick up a rock or a stick and just club it to death and mash it up until there's no fang and no head left, and then you can have your meal just a little more tenderized, right?
Yep. And see,
So
that's something I have actually, I don't know if I ever put it out there or not. One of the snakes that I killed and ate last year, I hit it in the head with a baseball bat. It was on concrete. I smacked it in the head with a baseball bat on concrete. Scooped it up, threw it outside.
yeah,
Came inside to get the camera to set it up so I could skin it and eat it.
yeah, it's
Walked
gone.
back out there and it coiled up and was trying. I mean, its face is smashed. I hadn't killed it. I had broken
Yeah,
its jaw. I only
yeah,
did it one time and assumed it was dead. That was my bad. I hit it again with the same baseball bat repeatedly.
and
Uh,
until the head is gone, it's not over. Until that head is gone and secure somewhere else. I actually got one to get my nerves about a week and a half ago. I was eating a rattlesnake in a cave out in West Texas, out above Pecos. Um, and I'd skinned it all and got it all done, and I was doing something with it, and it turned around and struck me in the arm with no skin, no head, no nothing, and I ended up dropping it, and it made me make a sound, but it they don't quit. They're the Terminator.
yeah.
And until you take away all their weapons of destruction, they are still a danger to you.
They're that
So
night on the whatever, like what is it? That Monty Python's the Holy Grail. 'Tis but a scratch.
oh yeah, the Black Knight.
Yeah,
Yeah, tis but a flesh wound.
it's just
Tis but a flesh wound.
come back here.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
What are you gonna do? Gnaw my ankles off? Yeah. No, he was more the rabbit this time.
yeah.
He was a mean rabbit. So with pointy teeth. Yeah. Yeah. If only I had a holy hand grenade or something, I could have taken.
Gonna take them out. I mean, it's weird though. You never know what it's gonna be. I've had the snake cleaned and stuff. Take it down, put it on the table, and turn around and reach for something. You go to grab your knife off the table so you can wash it or whatever, and have the snake just start flopping all over the place. And next thing you know, you're jumping like a little girl. I mean, because it's a snake and it's moving, so it's alive. It's in our DNA. We are going to jump when the snake moves.
Yeah, most of the time. You can try and get past it, but it didn't help. And that's one of the, I just keep on replaying that in my head. I had a lot of time there in the hospital once I came to, thinking, man, I should have just ponied up and pulled my big buoy out and just pinned it to the ground, threw it at its head and pinned that snake to the ground. But that's all fantasy land right there.
Oh.
So next time we'll get the cameras rolling and do that. But geez, man.
I think I'm gonna make you a walking stick.
I have a walking stick. I just need to figure out a way to make that walking stick more snake appropriate, or I just need to pull out the knife and pin it to the ground. I had tools on me, that I could have done it. So I just didn't pick those long range tools first.
Yeah. Mrs. West says you need a mace.
A mace?
Yeah,
I've got one of these. This is what I have. This works for me most of the days. If I remember to use it. Yeah.
Need to go get you one of those flattened out hose that you use on the sidewalk to cut the grass off or scraping paint off or whatever. Just, walk around with that and you see a snake, just turn it over and say, chop. Instant.
Chop.
Snake gone.
I do.
Gone.
I got a hoe. Yeah, I got a hoe or two around the ranch. That's what she said. Yeah. No, I think we're gonna definitely put the snake stick in the camera bag from here on out. And call that. We've had snake issues for the last 2 years. I mean, you saw Beersman and I came up against that one pretty quick off, and just a ton of them trapped all over the place. Compared to my childhood, there's a lot more out here than what we're used to, and most of them are coming about people or injuring animals. So we're gonna have to change something or figure something out. I'm gonna have to learn a new trick and just be smarter about this. So
well, make sure you give Drop Forge Survival on them the full treatment. Trap a rattlesnake, leave it in the trap in your barn, and then tell them to go out there and take the tour and stuff so they can find the snake in the box all by themselves.
Yeah, where it's not safe in the box. No, I wish it had been in the box, man. That'd have been awesome. But I finally built me another box too. Just a couple weeks ago, I got a brand new box, Wes.
Yeah.
But that didn't help too much.
But you want me to send you some of mine? I can probably bag them up.
Oh, rattlesnakes? No, yeah. I'm good, man. I am good. I ate one in a cave 2 weeks ago. I got one in the freezer now that already has my. No, I'm running out of ways to cook them, Wes. Unless you've got some recipes I don't know about.
I don't know. I might have to go watch your videos and see how you cook them. I don't like doing the roasting them on the fire. My preferred method. What's the name of that butter that's already been cooked? What is that called again? Ghee. I like ghee. It's called ghee. It's I don't know. It's something you do with the butter, and it still tastes like butter, but it doesn't burn or whatever. I like to use ghee and slow cook them in a cast iron skillet. It's like the best thing. Yeah. And honestly, Rob Panis over here, he's in the chat. The guy that supplies me with my rattlesnake rub. That's some good stuff.
Yeah. And I think this one's probably going to be cooked in cast iron with some butter and garlic. I've cooked them over the fire a couple times. My favorite's garlic and butter. I need to show a couple more things. We're editing some videos from over in West Texas, so we'll show the cornbread and fried thing. We shot that, so we're editing that right now. And then in a cave back there in West Texas, we went ahead and cooked a rattlesnake inside of a cactus pad, and that worked out real well. It works quite well. So got a few more tricks, but there's only so many ways you can cook a rattlesnake.
Yeah,
I made rattlesnake soup as well. So I don't like that as much. It's not as good.
It,
So
the if you take the rattlesnake when you make the soup, okay,
mhm.
you take the rattlesnake, you go ahead and skin it, you put it on the stick, and you get the fire real hot. And while you got the flames or stuff, whatever you put in there, you kind of sear the outside of the snake, and then
Yeah,
you chop it up, and then boil it. It tastes better.
that's what I did.
Oh, okay.
I cook. What I'll do is I'll cook the snake over the flames, and then I'll eat the meat, whatever meat I can get at, and pick the bones, and then whatever's left, or if I get lazy, I'll go ahead and break it into sections and put it in there, and make soup out of the rest of it. But I'm just not happy with the flavor, even with it nice and cooked through with the flames and everything. It's just not doesn't taste like much to me.
It's
I don't
soup.
know.
It's
Yeah, it's soup,
you gotta
but
wait.
it'll eat.
Don't make soup in the middle of the summertime over in Pecos, man. You're gonna be. I mean, you're gonna want iced tea or ice water or ice or air conditioning. You don't want to eat hot
I
soup.
was I was in a cave, man. I was in a cave at least.
Yeah,
I had
there's.
that much going for me.
I can't
So,
believe you went into a cave over there and didn't find all kinds of snakes to eat.
well,
Uh,
I did. That's where I found the meal, so I just ate it there.
oh,
So he was already there. So I took one. It's hard to explain, and I we haven't edited the video yet, but it's you go up north and people have squirrels or they have pigeons or something in their town, and we have rattlesnakes in Texas. That's our critter that's just everywhere. That's not really wanted, or people think, oh, how nice, and then they don't really realize the real issues that they have. Everybody thinks that squirrels are cute at the park until they get up in your attic and rip apart your insulation.
yeah, tear up all.
So
Eat all the insulation off all your electrical or stuff.
yeah,
You think all you've
and
got
then
all
all
these
of a sudden,
security cameras on your house, but no, you don't have anything because the squirrels have made a bed out of all the rubber.
exactly, and then you sound like a psychopath because you want to kill all the fluffy-tailed rats. Um, yeah, it's one of those things that it seems idealistic until you actually have to live with it and have rattlesnakes all around you. Uh, or squirrels or pigeon crap everywhere. So it's just another one of those things that if you're in the right place, they're everywhere, and if they're not, you might think they're exotic where you're from, but they're not to us. They're a dime a dozen.
I was
So
uh, going down an unnamed highway over here, and there's
yeah,
a vehicle stopped on the side of the road, and I can see what they're doing. Okay, they got their camera and they're taking pictures of a snake in the road. I slow down because they're in the road, and I see their license plate. It's New Hampshire. I stop. I get out. I say, "What are y'all doing?" They said, "It's a rattlesnake. We're taking some pictures." I said, "It's venomous. It's a pit viper. You're too close. Use the zoom on your camera because they're like down there like this, holding the phone, trying to take pictures, and they're all leaning over." And I'm like, I mean, it was probably 40 inches, and they were getting down there within 18 inches of the snake. They were lucky. It was one of the ones that was just, if I'm real still, they won't notice me. If it had been a
yeah,
prairie rattler, they would have been bit like that. They got
yeah.
lucky.
And
It wasn't.
when it comes to those cameras, and we'll put cameras on poles, and we'll get those shots where because that's what we do. That's our job to get those shots. But we put our cameras on poles,
Stick.
and 9 times out of 10, each one of those hits is going to go and hit the camera and glance around and hit your hand. And so you just don't get a camera down there unless you have a pole on it, because it's not going to square hit that camera in the face. It's going to glance off and bite you around the edge every
Yep.
time.
And it's half the
So
time they're not even trying to bite the camera. They're trying. They can't taste the camera, but they can see your hand on the side of it with that stupid heat vision stuff. They got the little. That's why they got the pits, so they can tell where everything's at. I mean, they know whether something's alive or dead. You know what I mean? Uh, it's I don't know but
yep,
anyway,
mystery
they were
stuff
just like,
out.
really? I'm like, yeah, that snake could kill you both dead. Would I just back off a little bit?
Yeah. Jeez.
Get New
Uh,
Hampshire, you get and I'm not, but you get all the people that are like north of Pennsylvania. It's like anything desert related is fascinating to them. I'm like, yeah, everything in the desert is going to kill you or
yeah.
try to anyway.
I remember going to the first one of those national parks, like Mesa Verde, and seeing a guiding a group getting guided, and it was a bunch of people from other nations and other countries, and they had different languages and stuff, and the ranger sitting there pointing to a cactus and going, this is a cactus, and everybody going ooh and taking pictures of it. And so again, it's that novelty thing. It's every day for us, but it's something special, spectacular, and things that they saw in the old west with all the old action heroes back in the day.
And
It's
that's
it's
something
quite a
I got
different
to
thing.
confess to. When I was
Hmm.
up, I was a tourist. I went when I was in Wyoming for the first time. I had a little camera, and there was the coolest thing going up the side of this hill, but I couldn't get a picture of it, and it was getting away. So I chased it up the side of the hill to take a picture, and it was a moose. Okay, I should have known better, but I was like, it was just a baby moose, about half grown or whatever.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I got back down to the truck where a lovely woman was
Mama.
waiting for me to say, "You do realize it's probably got a mama somewhere, and she could have killed you." I was like,
Yeah, you got lucky,
never
man.
occurred to me." So,
I did this. I did the same thing when I was a little kid. I was like 6 or 7 up in Alaska, or no, up in Canada, up near Laird, and got between a mama moose and a baby there for a while, and had to play still with everybody telling me to shut up and stay down. They were 100 foot off. All the family was backing up while I was a little kid in the bush. So
ooh,
yeah, it's a different atmosphere. It's a different thing. And if you raised up down here in the desert, desert things. You go up north to where it's snowy and there's moose and whatever else, and yeah, you're still looking for desert things. So it's a learning experience that could very well end with a hospital visit.
yeah.
And even if you do know the desert,
I mean, who makes 1,400 pound deer? I mean, seriously. Uh,
somebody hungry,
somebody.
yeah, it'll feed a pack of wolves.
Yeah, I guess there's
But
that.
yeah, no, I've seen some of the bull moose, and yeah, they're just a walking wall, and I would hate to anger that thing. But likewise, I mean, bring those guys down here. There's half a dozen things. Not but an hour and a half before I got bit by the rattlesnake, I had a couple scorpion stings. Last season, I got a black widow sting on my back and thought I was having a heart attack. You know,
Those hurt,
it's
don't they?
yeah, that was a pain that just didn't go away forever.
Oh,
Um, Messed with my breathing too.
if you're
So
lucky, it
yeah,
didn't.
it
Yeah.
felt like I had a big fat person sitting on my chest for a week and a half at least. It was not good. So I do not recommend it at all. So yeah,
You're
but
on
there's
that.
there's
All
just
these
risks
people in here
everywhere.
are freaking out. I mean, you went to the hospital with a rattlesnake bite. You got bit by a black widow. These people all freak out because I got a sticker in my windshield or my back glass of a tarantula. And they're like,
Oh
"He got bit by a black widow and he didn't go to the hospital?" It just hurts really bad. Okay. If you get bit a couple of times, you're probably going to die. Uh,
yeah, it's not gonna be good. It's not gonna be good.
but
So
black widows don't run around and bite you. They're not, it's not like this rabid little animal. I mean, you're going to have to do something real. I don't know. What was it, in your shirt or something?
no, I was an idiot. I had my shirt off and went outside and laid down in a camp chair that I hadn't checked, and I had holes in the back of it was one of those camp chairs that had holes in the back, and it had its web back there, and it just bit me through the back of my back of the
Back of the chair. That sucks. Yep. That's why I always let the kids
Chair.
sit in the.
So got me good. I didn't hear you. Say it again.
That's why I always let the wife or the kids sit in the lawn furniture before me.
Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. Yeah, that was should have told somebody to go clear it off for me. But no, it's can hear my wife over there listening to you. Listen to your podcast.
Oh, that's apparently somebody else was chasing mooses.
Oh yeah, you got some moose chasers.
Yeah.
I
Yes,
didn't.
people from Texas just chase mooses.
Did you see that video of that guy that was on a boat that rode that cow moose, that moose cow back to the bank?
Did he die?
No, it was the most. I want to shake that man's hand. I know he got a fine for molesting the wildlife, but there was a moose crossing a good sized lake, and they came up with a boat. And the guy, I don't know, there must have been some pretty girls in the boat or something. He high fived another dude, jumped on his back, and cowboyed it all the way, at least 100, couple hundred yards. It was absolutely fantastic, amazing. I give him props. It's up there with the guy that grabbed the badger by the back of the neck out there in the field and picked him up. So every once in a while, there's some stuff I wish I'd been there to see or do myself, and that was on the list. So that one's already checked off by somebody else, though.
Yeah. I don't know the whole. I wonder what the fine is for rodeoing a moose.
For that video, for that moment, I don't care what it would have costed. I would have jumped on that moose in a heartbeat.
That's like
It was beautiful, man. You got to look up the video. It's just I have admiration for this gentleman. So I understand that everybody had to like fine him, but I feel like the game wardens like shook his hand and like paid homage to him.
yeah, he probably didn't a lot of respect for it or whatever, but you can't have everybody trying to ride moose because some guy's going to try to do it off the barn or whatever, and he's going to have 2,000 pounds of ticked off deer stomping him to death.
As long as there's a video camera running, I'll allow it. It's for a greater cause there, Wes. It's going to be fine.
So you're the guy that laughs at that one photographer that got up too close to that what do you call it? That little buck or whatever, that little whitetail, and that deer went to frailing the snot. Put him in the hospital, man.
Oh dear. Well, he didn't have a big knife on him. He could have fixed that one.
He walked right up to the deer and spooked it. And
you sure he didn't have any? He didn't have any that buck urine on him or anything?
I don't know.
That's usually what happens whenever those things go and start boxing him in the face. I don't know. I've watched a couple of those videos, and all I can say is if they start doing that, don't back up. Go in and tackle them down if you can, or start stabbing them or something. Running away, you just get beat in the head over and over again. So
I try
as long as they're not,
limit my close proximity dealings with deer to aerating their esophagus with my knife after they've been shot. So
I guess that's a pretty good rule. I guess
I shot a little 8-point buck a couple years back.
Mm-hmm.
And, I shot a spike, and then I shot the 8-point. So I was done. I had my deer. I went down there. Yep. I went down. I slit the throat on the one, drug it away from the feeder, then got up there. And I was just waiting for it to be over, and then here comes the buck in. I'm like, oh, if I shoot this one, because it was a call. I don't go out and I don't shoot trophy deer. Okay, it's if it's a real old buck and he shows up and I'm on a call hunt, I mean, take the shot. That's why they're letting you have the discount so you can clear out all the old ones and sick ones and too many doe or whatever. But Anyway, I had my two deer all tagged and setting, and it was a little bit warm that year, so I was down out of the blind where I could get some air. Okay, and another buck comes walking right. He got within like 10 foot of me, and I guess he could smell the two
Gonna be surprised.
buck that I shot, and he was snorting and stomping, and I'm like, dude, human, I have a gun. You should run away now. And I mean, he took a couple more steps closer. Is this rifle right here? I put another round in the chamber, and I threw dirt between his two front feet. He jumped back about, maybe 10 feet and didn't run off. The problem is, the deer blind was further from me than the deer was still. So when they finally showed up to get me or whatever, they're like, man, we heard a lot of shooting over here. What'd you do? Kill everything? Nobody believes that story. And this was before I carried a camera with me. So it was that 6 years ago, 7 years ago. Back when I still had my lovely little flip phone. But yeah, stupid little. I guess he was maybe a year and a half old. Come right up to me, burning for a fight. It's awfully quiet. Did I lose you? Oh, he's froze out again. What are y'all talking about in the side chat over there? Oh. I think so. Hey, yep, he dropped out of the deal. All right, guys. Well, I guess we lost Bob. So,
Now then, Ian Styles is hiding.
hello, Ian Styles. Anyway, that was Bob. He's not dead. He just. What are 615s? What is that? It's like, holy crap. That 90?
Yeah.
90,000 bucks worth of rattlesnake venom, guys. Or anti-venom. $90,000 worth of rattlesnake venom. Anti-venom. Whatever. I didn't get invited to no B-Day party. Or wait, maybe I did. Sergeant Tater. Hey, Sergeant Tater. Bitty Boo Brown. Hi, Bitty Boo Brown. I know her. Riverbend. I know him. I'm thinking about actually doing some bacon fried crickets, man. Like cook the bacon and take the bacon out and then fry the crickets and then eat the crickets and feed the bacon to the dog. Not really. I'd eat the bacon too. I'm trying to figure out which grasshoppers are safe to eat. Honestly, there's a black grasshopper that exists in my part of the world that you do not eat, and there is a green grasshopper that you do not eat. They have Yeah, I saw it. Night, Rob. Holler at me tomorrow when you get a chance, Brother Robert. They're I think it's the lime green ones. The dark greens with the lime green legs and racing stripes and stuff. Those and the yellow and black ones and the solid black ones I don't think you can eat. But I want to be 100% sure before I start putting grasshoppers in my body. Just for y'all that are concerned, the bobcat has decomposed. His skull was successfully recovered. It is in the process of becoming wall art. So, for 20-something chickens, I get a bobcat skull. Which I've been wanting one, so I mean, I would have rather just bought one at the flea market, but Betty Boo, have you emailed me? Because we got a meetup coming. A prepper meetup. Me and Rob Painley. There's supposed to be there's 4 people that said they were going to come so far. I've raised bobcat kittens too. Up over the top of the sack when I was dropping them in there. Hey, Nighthawk. I knew which bugs I was eating there, Chipper. I'd already identified them. Well, I'd have a whole radiator full by the time we get to Oklahoma. Alrighty then. There's my email address. It's actually on the About Me section of my page, but that's cool. Budget grilling. I think that was supposed to be something else. I think that was supposed to be grill buffet.
Yeah, I'm not on much to do, but different things. Never know what it's going to put up there.
I think it's funny when I talk normal, the stupid YouTube thing can't translate. But when I talk like a blah, blah, beepity beep poop kicker from some country bumpkin or whatever. It almost nails it word for word. That was pretty sad. Yeah, budget grilling's okay too. The only problem is every time I get enough crickets stacked up out there to have me a barbecue, the chickens eat them.
Yes.
Yes. And I'm actually, who would want a Wes S cookbook? I'm actually thinking about writing some of these recipes that are in my head down. You bring you, Bitty Boo. We're supplying high-end cuisine at this place. They're gonna be some unsweet tea, some sweet tea, some water, some ice cubes, and sandwiches. All right, Riverbend. You can drive down too, Riverbend. Come visit us. You don't have to be from Texas. Barbecue roadkill, same way you do anything else. Roadkill need to be fresh, and that's it. That's the only real rule. Exactly. I mean, I don't even know if we have tables yet. Wow. Let me think about that part. Oops. Uh,
No,
if if you can bring them to us with the feathers and stuff removed, we got a place to put them up for you. Got 3 out there that's got to go to the stew pot, which I guess I can catch that long-legged son of a gun, which he's those pullets are laying. So there you go. I am so not. I hope that I never am reduced to eating a skunk. Mostly because I don't want to have to clean it. Thing about the skunk, the only way to get him dead without him stinking is you've got to actually walk up to him and pick him up by the tail. And then you've got to nix him before he can put his, before he can put his back feet back on the ground.
you be down.
Um,
Our West Wind just come here.
hey, West Wind and HDP. Bitty Boo, there's a video. It's one of my older videos. It shows us, it's a, I dispatch a big black rooster. I hatched that. I literally improvised a incubator out of a heating pad and a desk lamp and some random thermometers that I found laying around, and I hovered over that thing for over a week because the hen that was sitting on it got up and walked away. I hatched that chicken myself. I taught that chicken to eat myself. I introduced that chicken to the rest of the flock. That chicken was a close personal friend of mine. I wrung his neck and ate him because he was a chicken.
Are you saying something?
Yes, Chipper, a skunk. Learn this. You people need to get out and find,
Skunks and hang them by their tails?
yeah, older men that work for a living and spend some time around. And I'm talking older than me. I'm talking the guys that are in their 80s now. We had a guy at one place I worked. They called him the Skunk Man. His name was actually William, but he was 60. He was a man of color, and whenever the skunk would show up, they would call him. He got $20 removal fee. They tell him where the skunk was. He would stroll up to him like it wasn't anybody's business. The skunks, not a single skunk that I ever saw him catch, gave him the least bit of trouble. He'd walk up, grab them by the tail, and pick them up. They can't turn around and bite you. They can't do anything. I asked him about it, and he said it's simple. If you get their feet up off the ground, they can't spray you. He said, well, I don't know if they can't, but they won't. Got some range wars going on over there, huh, West Wind?
Out there.
Is it engines? Are the engines giving you trouble? Oh, man.
Really?
I mean, good. Good to hear. That's what I said, isn't it? If I said anything else, it came out wrong. All right. Shauna, tell them thanks for coming by. Appreciate it. We're all praying for them. Whenever this uploads and stuff, tomorrow I'll put the link in here also for the GoFundMe and stuff. Yeah, I need to invite me down there to go fishing again. All right. I do them every so often, so I'll drop you a text message or email or something, let you know, and we'll set something up, Shauna. Yeah, as long as there are no black widows, rattlesnakes, or anacondas, or king cobras, or mooses involved, I guess. Man, I bet they are. Till next time. Stay alive. Don't die. All right, folks. That is 2 live streams in one night. I thought you were going to California, West Wind, not Arizona.
No, you're coming.
Well, I thought he had to go to California for a while, and then to Arizona. I'm so confused. Oh, I don't. I could turn my camera back on again. Did You're welcome. West Wind. I started. I think I texted you or whatever, but anyway, I got a little bit of video on your knife. What was that thing called again? What? How do you spell it? You're funny. I'm reading the chat now. You have to be careful when you make fun of me. Bark, bark, bark. Hello, Tibor. See, every time I start talking about getting out of live stream, people say goodnight and then other people jump in. I know that people are tricking me. Oh, he probably can't hear. He said he couldn't hear me, huh? Tibor, you just missed both live streams, guy. I'm waiting for an answer from West Wind and Down McGoffrey. Unless you're actually West Wind. You're just trying to trick me. Or are you Chipper? Maybe you're Chipper. Who said goodnight already? Maybe you're Riverman. You're somebody that said goodbye already. You're welcome, Mike. Okay, I'm gonna write that. I'm actually gonna write that down on a piece of paper. And how do you say it? What is the pronunciation? Isn't it just Sue or something like that? Like, how do you do? My name is Sue. Like that. Hey, you stay out of there. Quit reading.
People in the chat.
Sacks. West wind. Yeah, man. Did the land dispute device in Texas. So Sax. It's Sax. Like Saxon? Like a Saxon knife? Yeah. Now I'm getting sucked into the chat. Ah. Anyway, y'all get over here. Y'all go find out about Bob. What's that? Yeah, T-Bor, I'd go back and watch the start of it. He tells us about his snake bit and uh, so yeah, I'm getting off too, LS. I appreciate all y'all hanging out with us and such. Y'all stay alive, don't die. I gotta make a sax knife and stuff. So love you. God bless. But it's all good. Anyway, later.